There are photographs that vanish after a news cycle, and then there are photographs that quietly alter the way millions of people interpret an entire institution, an entire marriage, and perhaps even the future direction of the modern monarchy. But Prince Harry's unexpected appearance in Los Angeles did something even more dangerous than create headlines. It created questions, and once those questions begin, even Prince Harry may no longer control the narrative. The image itself looked harmless at first glance, almost forgettable to casual observers, but royal watchers, palace insiders, and longtime followers of the British royal family immediately noticed something that had been missing for years, because as Prince Harry stepped into one of Hollywood's most photographed celebrity venues, wearing a relaxed expression, carrying himself with a confidence many believed had disappeared long ago, the conversation changed almost instantly. Suddenly, this was no longer about a lunch, no longer about paparazzi, and certainly no longer about routine celebrity sightings, because this was about why Prince Harry looked happier alone than Prince Harry had looked beside Meghan Markle in years. And when a single image begins to challenge 6 years of carefully managed public relations, the institution starts paying attention. According to reports, Prince Harry drove more than 2 hours from Montecito to Los Angeles, bypassing dozens of private luxury venues, only to arrive at a location famous for celebrity photographers, entertainment executives, and social media visibility, and that decision alone has triggered intense speculation across royal commentary circles, because if privacy was truly the objective, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, had hundreds of quieter options much closer to home. So here is the question for you. If Prince Harry wanted privacy, why choose visibility? And this is where everything starts becoming much more interesting. Because almost immediately after the photograph surfaced, multiple commentators began pointing out a pattern that many viewers had quietly noticed but rarely said out loud, which is that whenever Prince Harry appears without Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry often appears lighter, calmer, and strangely closer to the version of Prince Harry that the public once adored, the version that stood beside wounded veterans, the version that laughed with crowds, the version that many believed Prince William understood better than anyone else in the world. But what changed? What happened between Prince Harry, Prince William, and the institution of the British monarchy that transformed one of the most popular royals into one of the most controversial public figures in modern royal history? And perhaps even more importantly, what is happening now behind the walls of Buckingham Palace that the public still cannot fully see? Because while Prince Harry was being photographed in Los Angeles, something equally important was happening thousands of miles away, where King Charles III continues navigating both personal health concerns and institutional legacy, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, remains one of the most trusted figures in the monarchy, and while Prince William, the future king, appears more focused than ever on protecting the stability of the crown. And insiders claim that Prince William has not forgotten a single moment of what happened after the Oprah interview. Not one. Because according to newly resurfaced reporting, Prince William was allegedly under such intense stress before that broadcast that those closest to the future king reportedly noticed physical signs of anxiety that shocked even veteran palace staff. Reports suggest Prince William saw the trajectory before almost anyone else, understanding exactly how damaging the public fallout could become, not only for King Charles III, not only for Catherine, Princess of Wales, but for the institution itself. And suddenly, Prince Harry's lunch no longer looks like a lunch. It looks like a signal. A signal that Prince Harry may be feeling something that no amount of California sunshine, Netflix deals, podcast contracts, or celebrity circles has been able to replace. But if Prince Harry is feeling homesick, if Prince Harry truly misses Prince William, if Prince Harry is beginning to question the path that brought Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to California, then what happens next could become the most explosive chapter in royal family history. And in the next part, the real power struggle begins, because what Meghan Markle reportedly did with Archie and the Sussex brand has insiders asking whether Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are still pursuing the same future, or two completely different ones. If you want the truth behind the royal drama, the hidden power shifts, and what palace insiders believe could happen next between Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle, subscribe now, because the next chapter changes everything. Because if Prince Harry's Los Angeles appearance created headlines, what happened in the days that followed created something far more dangerous for the Sussex brand. Because suddenly the conversation was no longer about paparazzi photographs, celebrity lunches, or California image management, but about something much more personal, much more emotional, and potentially much more explosive for the future of the modern royal family. The children, the branding, and the growing belief among palace observers that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may no longer be fighting for the same future. And when children become part of a public strategy, even Prince Harry, a man who grew up under the relentless flash of cameras, knows exactly what that kind of visibility can cost. Because Prince Harry lived it, Prince Harry survived it, and according to multiple reports, Prince Harry never wanted Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet to experience the same childhood that shaped Prince Harry's deepest emotional scars. Yet in recent months, royal commentators have noticed something that appears impossible to ignore, because carefully curated images connected to the Sussex household have started appearing with increasing frequency, and every new post, every carefully timed family moment, every strategic glimpse into private life has raised the same uncomfortable question. If privacy was the mission, why does visibility now seem to be the strategy? And that question matters more than most people realize. Because according to commentary now circulating across royal circles, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, may be attempting something far more calculated than simple family storytelling, as reports suggest Meghan Markle's Hollywood-first strategy, the strategy built around streaming deals, lifestyle branding, exclusive interviews, podcasts, and celebrity influence, has faced serious commercial pressure over the past several years, forcing a possible strategic pivot back toward the one brand that still commands global attention: the British monarchy itself. And if that sounds dramatic, consider what happened next. As analysts began examining recent Sussex appearances, many noticed a subtle but unmistakable shift in presentation, because instead of distancing the family from royal identity, Meghan Markle appeared increasingly comfortable reintroducing royal associations, royal symbolism, and royal visibility back into public narratives, and suddenly phrases like royal legacy, family tradition, and children of the crown started appearing in commentary with surprising consistency. Coincidence? Or calculated repositioning? What would you think if you were Prince Harry, a man who once stood before the world and said Prince Harry wanted a different life for Prince Harry's children, only to watch that same family identity become one of the most commercially valuable parts of the Sussex public image? And this, according to insiders, may be where the real internal tension begins. Because while Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, appears increasingly comfortable navigating Hollywood cameras, lifestyle branding, and social media narratives, multiple commentators suggest Prince Harry may be moving in the opposite direction, becoming more private, more selective, and perhaps even more reflective about what Prince Harry left behind when Prince Harry walked away from Prince William, the future king, from Buckingham Palace, and from the institution that shaped Prince Harry's entire identity. But here is where the story becomes even more complicated. Because while Prince Harry may be questioning California, Prince William appears to be doing exactly the opposite. Prince William appears stronger than ever. Over the past year, Prince William has stepped into a level of authority that many royal observers believe resembles not simply preparation for kingship, but active operational leadership, as Prince William has taken on increasingly visible state responsibilities, deeper public engagements, and a much more defined role in protecting both King Charles III and Catherine, Princess of Wales, during one of the most sensitive periods in modern royal history. And palace insiders claim Prince William has learned something crucial. Institutions survive when emotions do not control decisions. Which may explain why Prince William reportedly continues maintaining a deliberate distance from Prince Harry, not because Prince William lacks personal emotion, but because Prince William, the future king, understands that once trust inside a monarchy is broken, rebuilding the trust becomes far more difficult than any public reconciliation. So let me ask you something. If Prince Harry called Prince William tomorrow, would Prince William answer? And if Prince William answered, would Prince William forgive? Because according to several reports, the scars left by interviews, memoirs, documentaries, and public accusations have not disappeared inside palace walls. And while public headlines may move on, institutions like the British monarchy rarely forget. Which means Prince Harry may now be facing the most painful reality of all. Realizing that leaving the monarchy was one decision, but returning emotionally, professionally, or personally may require something far harder: acceptance. And just when Prince Harry may be wrestling with those questions, another revelation involving Meghan Markle, royal titles, and an increasingly fragile public image is beginning to raise even bigger questions about who is really controlling the Sussex narrative. And trust me, what happened next reportedly left even seasoned palace insiders stunned. If you want the full story behind Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the hidden battle shaping the future of the royal family, subscribe now, because the next chapter takes this royal drama to an entirely different level. Because just as many viewers began asking whether Prince Harry was quietly rethinking life in California, another development began sending an entirely different shockwave through royal circles, entertainment media, and even longtime supporters of the Sussex brand. Because this time the headlines were no longer centered around Prince Harry's body language, no longer centered around solo appearances, and no longer centered around Montecito privacy claims. This time the conversation shifted toward something even more sensitive, even more strategic, and potentially far more dangerous for the long-term credibility of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The commercial power of royal titles, the visibility of the children, and the growing belief among palace observers that the Sussex brand may now be entering its most complicated reinvention yet. Because according to multiple reports and commentary now spreading across royal media, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, appears to be navigating a very different landscape from the one Meghan Markle expected when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry first arrived in California, full of ambition, celebrity connections, streaming partnerships, and promises of complete independence from the institution of the British monarchy. Yet 6 years later, after documentaries, podcasts, exclusive interviews, memoirs, and highly publicized brand launches, some analysts now suggest that the financial and cultural momentum behind that original strategy may not be delivering the long-term results that were once promised. And when momentum begins to slow, even global brands start looking back toward the strongest identity they still possess. And in the Sussex case, that identity may still be royalty. So here is the question for you. If a couple leaves the monarchy to build independence, but later begins leaning more heavily on royal association, royal imagery, and royal visibility, is that reinvention? Or is that an admission that the original strategy never fully worked? And that is where everything becomes far more fascinating. Because over the past several months, royal commentators have noticed what appears to be a subtle but unmistakable pattern, with Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, family symbolism, royal language, and carefully timed family-centered messaging appearing more frequently in public narratives connected to the Sussex household. And while none of these moments individually confirm a strategy, together they have created something much harder to ignore: a pattern. A pattern that some insiders believe is not accidental. A pattern that some insiders claim may represent a pivot. And if that pivot is real, then one name becomes impossible to ignore: Prince William. Because while Meghan Markle may be repositioning publicly, Prince William, the future king, appears to be doing something entirely different behind palace walls. Because Prince William is not building a brand, Prince William is building authority, and according to commentators who closely monitor the institution, that authority has become significantly more visible in recent months as Prince William continues stepping deeper into the operational center of the monarchy. Whether appearing beside King Charles III during state responsibilities, supporting Catherine, Princess of Wales during one of the most emotionally sensitive periods of public life, or representing the crown with increasingly presidential confidence, Prince William no longer looks like a prince waiting for the future. Prince William looks like a future king already shaping it. And that reality may matter more than many people realize. Because if Prince Harry ever hoped that time alone would naturally soften tensions inside Buckingham Palace, Prince Harry may now be facing a much harsher truth. Time may not be creating emotional distance inside the monarchy. Time may be creating institutional distance. And institutions rarely reverse direction once operational trust is broken. But something else happened this week that made palace watchers pay even closer attention. Because reports connected to recent royal biographies have resurfaced stories suggesting that Prince William's protective instincts toward Catherine, Princess of Wales, were visible long before the Sussex departure, long before the Oprah interview, and long before the publication of Spare, with commentators suggesting that Prince William's loyalty toward Kate Middleton may have shaped several major internal decisions that the public never fully saw. And suddenly, the story becomes less about sibling conflict, and much more about competing visions of family, duty, and legacy. Because while Prince Harry appears to be searching for emotional clarity, Prince William appears to be executing institutional clarity. While Meghan Markle may be adapting to market realities, Catherine, Princess of Wales, continues representing something the monarchy cannot easily replace: public trust. And while Hollywood rewards disruption, the monarchy rewards consistency. So let me ask you something. If Prince Harry walked through the gates of Buckingham Palace tomorrow, would Prince Harry be welcomed back as a brother, or evaluated as a risk? Because insiders claim that trust, not blood, may now be the most valuable currency inside the royal family. And if that is true, Prince Harry may be facing a challenge far greater than public criticism. Prince Harry may be facing the consequences of becoming unpredictable inside an institution built entirely on predictability. And just when that tension could not become more intense, another explosive comparison involving royal finances, family loyalty, and a controversial inner-circle relationship has started raising even bigger questions about what Prince Harry may be realizing far too late. And believe me, the next chapter changes everything. If you want to follow every hidden move involving Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, King Charles III, and the future of the royal family, subscribe now, because what comes next may reveal the real battle nobody inside the monarchy wants to discuss publicly. Because just when many believed Prince Harry's Los Angeles appearance was simply another celebrity headline, another carefully timed photograph, or another temporary burst of royal drama designed to dominate the news cycle, a deeper pattern began emerging from entirely different corners of the royal conversation, and what palace observers started connecting was far more serious than body language, far more revealing than social media strategy, and far more uncomfortable for everyone involved. Because the conversation suddenly shifted toward money, survival, legacy, and one uncomfortable possibility that even seasoned royal commentators are now beginning to say out loud. What if Prince Harry's biggest realization is not about love, not about fame, and not even about California, but about what happens when personal freedom collides with financial reality? And when money enters royal history, the story almost always becomes far more complicated. Because according to multiple commentators studying the financial structures surrounding the Sussex household, the past several years have not simply been a media journey, not simply a celebrity experiment, and certainly not just a personal reinvention, but a full-scale commercial project built around one extraordinary asset: access to royal identity, access to insider credibility, and access to a global audience fascinated by the ongoing tension between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the British monarchy. And for a while, that project appeared unstoppable. Streaming contracts created headlines, podcast announcements generated global curiosity, exclusive interviews dominated international news cycles, and the publication of Spare became one of the most commercially visible royal publications in modern history, giving Prince Harry an unprecedented level of direct narrative control. But what happens after the headlines fade? What happens after curiosity becomes familiarity? And what happens when a business model built on disruption runs out of fresh disruption? That is the question now quietly spreading across royal commentary circles. Because analysts increasingly suggest that the California experiment may be entering a far more difficult phase, where long-term commercial sustainability matters more than viral headlines, and where audiences begin demanding something far harder to manufacture: authenticity. And this is exactly where the comparison with Prince William becomes impossible to ignore. Because while Prince Harry spent the past several years monetizing personal experiences, Prince William, the future king, spent those same years quietly building institutional capital, strengthening public trust, expanding international credibility, and reinforcing Prince William's position as the stabilizing force at the center of the monarchy. And whether viewers support Prince Harry or support Prince William, the contrast is becoming harder to ignore. One path pursued independence. The other path pursued permanence. So let me ask you something. If Prince Harry and Prince William were both forced to rebuild everything from zero tomorrow, which brother would the institution trust more? And more importantly, which brother would the public trust more? Because trust, according to palace insiders, may now be the most valuable currency anywhere near Buckingham Palace. And once trust is damaged inside an institution that measures legacy in centuries rather than headlines, rebuilding that trust may take far longer than a documentary, a memoir, or even a carefully orchestrated reconciliation. But Prince Harry's story becomes even more emotionally complex when commentators begin discussing what Prince Harry may actually miss most. Because while headlines focus on money, contracts, and public image, several analysts now believe Prince Harry may be confronting something much more personal: structure. Structure in military life. Structure in royal duty. Structure in brotherhood. Structure in knowing exactly where Prince Harry belonged. And according to those same observers, California may have given Prince Harry freedom, but California may also have removed the structure that once gave Prince Harry identity. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, also widely known as Kate Middleton, continues representing something that many institutions struggle to build but cannot afford to lose: consistency under pressure. Even through intense media scrutiny, personal health challenges, family pressures, and relentless global attention, Catherine, Princess of Wales has remained one of the most trusted public figures connected to the monarchy, and many commentators now believe Prince William's strength is inseparable from Catherine, Princess of Wales's stability, which creates an even bigger strategic contrast. Because while Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, project institutional continuity, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continue projecting reinvention. And reinvention can inspire people. But continuity builds empires. So here is another question for you. If Prince Harry ever returns emotionally, professionally, or privately to the royal family, would Prince Harry be returning to reclaim a role? Or returning to discover that Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and King Charles III have already built a future where Prince Harry is no longer essential? Because that possibility may be the most painful realization of all. And according to reports now circulating among royal insiders, one upcoming decision involving legacy, access, and family positioning may force Prince Harry to confront that reality sooner than anyone expected. And trust me, when that moment arrives, every headline you have seen so far may look like only the beginning. If you want the truth behind Prince William, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, and the hidden power shifts shaping the modern monarchy, subscribe now, because the final chapter may reveal which relationship inside the royal family can still be saved, and which one may already be beyond repair. Because after the photographs, after the headlines, after the speculation surrounding solo lunches, strategic family images, Hollywood reinventions, and increasingly visible contrasts between California freedom and palace duty, one uncomfortable truth has started rising above every rumor, every podcast discussion, and every royal commentary panel. And that truth is not simply about whether Prince Harry is happy, not simply about whether Meghan Markle is pivoting strategies, and not simply about whether the Sussex brand is evolving. The real question now is whether time itself has quietly changed the one relationship that once looked absolutely unbreakable. The relationship between Prince Harry and Prince William. Because long before streaming contracts, long before California mansions, long before memoirs, interviews, and international controversies, Prince William and Prince Harry were not simply brothers in title, not simply public symbols of royal continuity, but two young men shaped by the same tragedy, raised under the same cameras, and connected by a bond that millions across the world believed could survive almost anything. From the funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales, to military service, from charity engagements to public laughter, Prince William and Prince Harry once represented something far larger than monarchy. Prince William and Prince Harry represented brotherhood under unimaginable pressure. And that is exactly why the current silence feels so powerful. Because according to palace observers, the real heartbreak inside the modern monarchy may not be political, may not be financial, and may not even be institutional. The real heartbreak may be deeply personal. And here is the question I want you to think about. When brothers stop speaking publicly, does that always mean anger? Or does silence sometimes mean disappointment that runs even deeper? Because reports suggest Prince William, the future king, never viewed the conflict with Prince Harry as a temporary public relations challenge, but as something much more serious, a question of trust, a question of loyalty, and perhaps most importantly, a question of whether private family conversations would remain private inside an institution built entirely on discretion. And once that line is crossed, can it ever truly be restored? That question matters now more than ever, because while Prince Harry continues navigating life in California with Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, the royal institution itself has continued moving forward with remarkable discipline, remarkable consistency, and increasingly visible confidence. King Charles III continues shaping the monarchy through a period of extraordinary personal and institutional pressure. Catherine, Princess of Wales, also known globally as Kate Middleton, continues earning extraordinary public trust through grace, resilience, and unwavering composure. And Prince William, the future king, appears more focused than ever on building not simply the next chapter of the monarchy, but the next generation of it. And that may be where Prince Harry's greatest realization begins. Because according to commentators who closely follow palace movements, every year Prince Harry spends outside the institution is not simply another year of independence. It is another year of succession moving forward without Prince Harry. Another year of Prince George growing closer to public duty. Another year of Princess Charlotte learning royal expectations. Another year of Prince Louis becoming part of the future public imagination. And another year of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, strengthening a family image that increasingly defines the future of the crown. So let me ask you something. If Prince Harry ever decides Prince Harry wants to come closer to Prince William, to King Charles III, or even to the institution itself, will Prince Harry be returning to the family Prince Harry left? Or returning to a monarchy that has already evolved beyond needing Prince Harry at all? Because that possibility may be the most emotionally devastating reality of this entire story. And according to royal insiders, that reality may already be influencing every decision now being made behind the walls of Buckingham Palace, every invitation being considered, every public appearance being scheduled, and every strategic family photograph being quietly approved. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, continues navigating public life with determination, ambition, and undeniable media intelligence, while Prince Harry appears increasingly caught between two worlds. One world built on freedom, reinvention, and independence, and another world built on duty, legacy, and blood. And sometimes the hardest decisions are not between right and wrong. Sometimes the hardest decisions are between the life you built and the life that built you. So now I want to ask you the biggest question of all. If Prince William reached out to Prince Harry tomorrow, would Prince Harry go back? And if Prince Harry went back, would the monarchy ever truly trust Prince Harry again? Because that answer may shape not only the future of Prince Harry, not only the future of Meghan Markle, not only the future of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, but the future of the entire royal family. And that is why this story is far from over. If you believe Prince Harry and Prince William can still repair the bond that once defined a generation, tell us your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective matters. And if you want more deep royal analysis, hidden palace dynamics, and high-retention royal stories involving Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle, subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join us for the next chapter. Because inside the monarchy, the most important stories are rarely the ones announced publicly.